Hey, welcome to week 2. Last week we did the syllabus and we did the syllabus agreement / syllabus quiz and our introductions. If you joined us late and you haven't done that yet, do that before you do anything else. I need that syllabus agreement, course agreement before anything else happens. And so go ahead and knock that out if you haven't. In week 2, we are actually going to start work in that feasibility workbook. I posted a link of that. I posted 2 of them. One was a Word document that you can actually type into a little bit. It kind of gets wonky, but the other one is a PDF. And so, long story short, we're going to go cover to cover on that thing over the next 8 weeks. So if you need that printed and you can't print it at home and the library is telling you that you can't print, more than 10 pages or something, would you please let me know? I can get you a copy printed if that would be helpful. So if you don't want a paper copy, you're not required to have one because you can just type in the answers. You get the point. This week we are, in the workbook, it talks about steps. So there are 12 steps. This week we're doing steps 1, 2, and 3. I need you to read before you do. So all of those pages, and I think it's pages 4 through 12 in that workbook, read it all first. It is asking you questions about the business that you are either opening, trying to open, or have already opened. We don't usually take this class if we're not in one of those categories. If you oddly are in this class and you're like, I don't want to open a business, then you probably need to shoot me an email, because the whole class is doing a feasibility study for the business that you're trying to open and later researching funding opportunities. But for now, pages, I think it's 4 through 12. So I need you to read it first. All of the questions that you're going to be answering in that workbook are about the business that you're opening, trying to open, or have opened. Be realistic with yourself. Lying will only hurt you. I can't look up the answer and tell you if you're telling me the truth. I can't do that. However, it is a legitimate feasibility study. A feasibility study that when you go to a small business loan officer with your business plan in hand, you can also show them the feasibility study that's actually been done. People pay hundreds of dollars to have feasibility studies done. The only way it can be as realistic as possible is if you are answering every single one of those questions as truthfully as you possibly can. Some of them will be very hard questions because you maybe haven't thought about it yet. And that's why we're doing it. That's why we do it. We want to make sure that this is a good business idea. So I need you to answer it as truthfully and as in full as absolutely possible. At the end of it, there's going to be a day in the workbook that it's going to make you assess this business idea and decide based on the results, is this a good idea or not? And if you look at it and go, what a terrible idea I had, that is okay. You can still get an A in the class. So it's not whether it's a good idea that gets you passing. The point is to make sure that you're not going to be out thousands of dollars opening a business that we could have preemptively prevented. We want you to find out, is this a good business idea? That way you're not out a ton of money. So answer as truthfully and honestly as you possibly can. This week, steps 1 through 3, pages 4 to 12-ish. You're going to turn in pages 6, 8, 11, and 12. Type in the Word document if you can. If you start typing and then that line moves itself, delete the line, fine. If the formatting just absolutely goes nutso, and sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't, do what you can. If you need to copy and paste the questions, if you just need to copy the question and then type your answer, that's fine too. Don't just turn in the answers. If you're going to manually type because that's easier for you, don't just type the answers. You need to type the question and then your answer. So keep that in mind. If none of that is working and you want to handwrite your answers on the worksheet, That's fine. Please make sure that I can read them. Once we start getting the worksheets turned in, we are also going to add some writing assignments on there, because a feasibility study isn't just a worksheet that you're filling in, blank questions. You have to you convert that into a written document. And so starting next week, we will slowly start to do that. So you're looking at the beginning parts of your feasibility workbook, and you're going to be doing a discussion question. So there's a week 2 discussion question that talks about what is a feasibility study. And once you get that going, you're good to go. So those worksheets, discussion question 2, and that's it. Holler if you need me. Have a great week.